Hi friends, welcome back. We're Mike and Nancy from Living Phase 2. Today is part 3 of Royal Caribbean's Odyssey of the Seas, where we're going to talk to you about all the leisure activities that they have on board.
Yes, and it was quite an adventure. In part 1, we talked about our pre-cruise planning, the hotels we stayed at in Fort Lauderdale. We talked about just our cabin in general and some other things like that. In part 2, we talked about the food, which was amazing. We really enjoyed it. And today we're going to talk about all the adventures that you can have on Odyssey of the Seas.
All the fun.
And it's an amazing amount that they've packed into this cruise ship.
As always, we'll try to let you know if we feel like it's applicable for those of us who are living in Phase 2. So come cruise with us. We're Mike and Nancy from Living Phase 2.
Well, welcome back. If you haven't seen part 1 or part 2 of our videos on Odyssey Seas, as we mentioned, be sure to go back and catch those. We'll put a link in the description to those, and we'll also put a link at the end of the video where you can get a little bit more information. So, Nancy.
Yeah.
Activities on Odyssey of the Seas. This is where this ship really, really shines. If you're bored on this ship, there's something wrong.
Let's give you a pro tip here. Be cautious because you could be busy 20 hours a day. You could be busy 24 hours a day on this ship. And so if you want to have a little bit of time to rest and relax, don't book yourself solid.
So let's start with talking about the shows on a Royal Caribbean cruise ship.
How about the effectors first?
Oh, yeah, amazing show. One of the things about Odyssey of the Seas and the Quantum class ships, they have created some very custom-made, specific entertainment venues, which we're going to go over. And the effectors, which is in the main theater, is really exactly what it's talking about. It is a show showcasing special effects that they can do within a show.
Incredible. Absolutely unbelievable, the special effects that they had, especially the drones at the very end.
Yeah.
How many were there? 80
or more
I don't
than
know.
That? Just it's amazing.
80 drones that came out and danced above your head. Mm-hmm. They actually had to have special what kind of geolocators in the seats to tell the drones, exactly where they needed to go and to stop. And it was phenomenal.
Yes, it really is. Now the show itself, the plot of the show, so to speak, is really irrelevant. I've actually seen some people complain and go, "Well, that was just the show is just a vehicle to show off the special effects, and they are really quite amazing." Another one that they held in the main theater was Slam.
Slam is a version of Stomp. It's with the big trash cans and the brooms, and they're banging around those with a lot of rhythm, but it was a really good show.
Very well done, very well done. Yeah. That is one thing about Royal Caribbean. Their entertainers are absolutely top notch. They even have an entire entertainment training complex in Florida where they train their entertainers on land and then can bring them out to sea once that they've practiced the shows and what they've done. But it's what you'd see on Broadway or in Las Vegas. It really, really is. Mm-hmm. Now, here was a little bit of a disappointment for us. One of the shows we were really looking forward to seeing on board Odyssey of the Seas was the book.
Yeah. And it happened that we were there during the week where they were doing some cast changes. It was also, kind of post-COVID. They were starting to revamp up after COVID. So things just hadn't gotten back to normal just yet.
That's right. So we saw a couple previews of just a couple chapters, as they say, of the book. We didn't get to see the whole show. I've seen really almost nothing but good things about the book and that show. Unfortunately, we really didn't get to see the whole show. But again, if you're on board, don't miss it.
Right.
It's in the 270 Theater, which was custom designed for shows like this. And if you want to know what kind of show it is, it's very much like a Cirque du Soleil show is what it's like. So
the next that we also did not get to see, again, due to COVID, they just hadn't brought it back yet, was the Broadway show, Showgirls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it is showing now on Odyssey. Again, gets great reviews, but this is where, in a post-COVID world, you just never know what can happen and what can't. Mm-hmm. And when you sign that cruise contract, it pretty much says that they can do whatever they want. And so this is probably a good time for a pro tip.
Yep, we've said it before in other videos, but pack your patience along, because things just, Royal Caribbean and any of the cruise lines can change things at a moment's notice. In fact, one of the things they changed for us is we didn't get to stop at one of our ports in Costa Maya. The weather was just not accommodating for it. The seas were too rough that they couldn't take the gangway out to get people on and off safely. Yes.
Yeah, and you were actually in the solarium up early. I was still in bed, and you were watching them try to dock, and they went in and went out, and finally the captain just made the decision, said, this is not safe.
Yep.
Let's move on to the next port. Okay. And you know what? We really respect that.
Yeah.
Your safety on board, it's not worth to get into a port to endanger the ship or the passengers, and they made the right call.
You might get off the ship and not be able to get back on.
That's right.
Either.
That's right.
So something to think about.
That's right. And so what we really did then is we took the time, we had an extra sea day, it gave us more time to explore the ship.
It did.
And honestly, we were on board to see this ship, so an extra sea day for us was absolutely just fine. Another show that they have is called Oceanides. Now this, again, being kind of the engineering geek, this is one of the things that I really enjoyed. The 270 theater, again, is one of the most technologically advanced theaters, land or sea. Just quite amazing. They have this incredible video screen technology that's all robotic arm video screens, and Royal Caribbean did a entire video to utilize that technology. And so the Oceanides video kind of shows itself off. It shows what the capability of the robots and the screens can do. And we saw this as part of the captain's, the Ask the Captain a Question. That's when they showed ours. But if you find a time to go see Oceanides, don't miss it.
It's well worth it.
You will see nothing like it anywhere else in the world. And the showing off of the technology and what it can do from an entertainment perspective.
So speaking of entertainment, cruise ships always have shows in the evenings. Ours had a couple of comedians on 2 different nights. We also had some musicians, but I wanted to mention about the comedians. So there is not a specific comedy club on Odyssey,
a quantum class,
quantum class,
right. Whereas if you're on an Oasis class, they have an actual comedy club, which we really enjoy that. Here, the comedians were in the main theater, which of course is fine, but it's not that intimate setting of a comedy club. So there is a little bit difference there, but the comedians were absolutely fantastic. One of our favorites was Landry, and we've actually seen him on multiple cruise ships, and we just keep running into him on cruise ships.
He's fun.
Yeah, but one thing we want to caution you about, when they say the adult show,
it's adult.
Yeah, yes. So just be aware that on Royal Caribbean, some cruise ships hold back a little bit and they say, air quotes, adult. No, it's adult. They are going to, no holds barred. They don't care who they offend. So you better be ready for that kind of show if that's what you want it to see or you're into that. Now, they do usually have a family show that's around 7 o'clock. That one, of course, is PG-13. But just be aware, the adult comedians on Royal Caribbean ships are very adult.
So like I mentioned, at other couple evenings, we had some musicians that were on board, which also leads me to say there's a really incredible music hall there. So they have the main theater where they'd bring the musicians in, but then the music hall would have other musical activities.
Right, and the music hall on a quantum class ship, again, like many things on these ships, was custom designed, acoustically perfect music hall for bands, singers, and it's a little more intimate than the main theater. The main theater seats hundreds and hundreds of people. The music hall is a 2-level theater with bars on both the top and bottom level, and you kind of sit all around the musicians. It's where they do karaoke there. Again, on a Oasis class ship, you have Studio B, that's the ice skating. You have the now I forget the name. Well, you have a dedicated karaoke room or a bar that you can go to. Here, they use the music hall for that. So anything musical, they'll have bands, they'll have singers, it will be in the music hall, or they'll have some of the bigger performers that rotate. And they have big band singers, they'll have pop singers that'll play in the main theater as well. But don't miss things in the music hall. And hey, when they're not, don't forget, wander into the music hall during the day, and they have pool tables at sea. They have the bars are open. It's also a venue you can utilize for other things other than just music.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's tell them about the 270 adventure.
Yeah, so we actually did this. If you're into video games on your phone, this is kind of an interesting one. I wouldn't call it perfect, but it's a virtual reality adventure in the 270 theater that you find on the Royal Caribbean app. And you effectively look at your phone and it creates a VR experience that you see things that aren't there, and you can go and find, there's 5 different games, I think. Yeah.
Right. I will say, I think that this is probably geared for the older teenagers. I mean, we enjoyed it, but I would say the older teenagers would like this the most.
But we solved a few of the different puzzles, and that's what it is. It's like trying to draw, use your phone to move a ball through a maze and things like that.
But but you don't see it. You see it on your phone, and you see what you're looking through. For instance, if you're looking at tables and chairs, but you also see pyramids and balls and
you have to find the hidden idols in 270.
Yes.
And as soon as your phone scans that idol, it'll unlock a game. So it's on your app. Go into your Royal Caribbean app and you scooch over at the bottom and it'll say 270 Theater or 270 Adventure on it. Click on that. Hey, if you got a little bit of extra time in a sea day, it's kind of a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So.
And also in the 270 Theater, we did the Murder Mystery Challenge. And again, that's a lot of fun.
That's right up your alley.
We kind of geek out on these things.
Yeah, and that was fun. And you intentionally build up. It was only Nancy and I on the ship. We got together with 3 other couples, correct? And they recommend getting as big a group as you can, up to 10. We had a group of 8. And it's like if you've ever been to a murder mystery theater, it's really
solving
fun.
Puzzles and
they give you clues.
We won.
We solved the murder, and our team did really good. And it's a lot of running around and gathering clues and trying to get other clues and working puzzles. And I thought we had a great team, and it was a lot of fun. It really was. Dancing, if you want to dance the night away, as Van Halen said, you can do that so many different places. Multiple venues every night. They have a silent disco. If you ever never done a silent disco, that is so much fun. Do it at least once if you're like dancing at all. And especially while you're doing it, take your headphones off. Oh, and if you don't know what a silent disco is, everybody wears headphones, and there's either 2 or 3 channels of music. Everyone picks their own channel and type of music, and so everyone's dancing, and people are dancing to different music, different rhythms, but there's no music playing outside the headphones.
So you could picture some people maybe doing the YMCA dance while others are doing
Latin dance or swing dancing.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. So, but Boleros always has Latin salsa dancing. They'll have different dance parties in different venues. There's plenty if you like to go dancing anywhere. Let's talk about one of our favorite adventures.
Zone 0.
Yes. Yeah. Again, exclusive to Royal Caribbean and Quantum class ships. This was just absolutely amazing.
It's a virtual reality immersion event. And I had never done a virtual reality thing where you put not only the goggles, but you've got a suit on. We had gloves and things on our feet.
Yeah, sensors everywhere.
So, that was crazy fun.
It was. It was.
It really was.
It is an extra cost, and it's very limited.
Yes.
They only do 4 people at a time in the virtual reality room. So book early. So get on board day 1 and really try to book that early, but don't miss it. You can only do teams of 4, so be aware with that. They put us in with a father and a son, and we had a great time. You can't even hardly describe it, but you are truly in a pirate world, and it's quite amazing. Do it if you have a chance. Yeah. So after Zone 0, let's talk about another amazing entertainment venue that's on, again, exclusive to the Quantum class ships. It's called the Seaplex. Now, as we've mentioned in previous videos, these Quantum class ships are really designed to go places where there's more inclement weather. So it's Alaska, transatlantic cruises, Asia. So there's lots of indoor entertainment space. And this is where the Seaplex really shines. So it has all kinds of activities going on all during the day. Everything from, if you think about it, it's like a big gymnasium. The whole thing, it's a huge floor that's opened up. It has on the second floor, on one side is an arcade, the other side is the Playmaker Sports Bar, which we've talked about in the last video. best wings ever. But then the Seaplex can convert and transform into many different things. You can play tennis, pickleball. They have indoor archery. They have soccer. Then it really gets fun when they move all that out of the way and they turn it into an entire bumper car area.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We got to ride those one day. Going back to the pickleball, though, I do want to let everyone know those are not regulation courts. There's no lines or no marking. You're just batting the ball back.
They set
and
up
forth
a pickleball net,
and kind of have imaginary outlines and an imaginary kitchen.
Yeah, I know that we went down to play pickleball one morning, and there was a few pretty hardcore players down there, and they were like, well, how do we do this? We don't have the lines, because they were really wanting to play real regulation pickleball. It's really more to just kind of play and for fun. Maybe they'll make that change. We don't know. But let's talk next about the Sky Pad. So this is really interesting. This is something that maybe you've even seen in your local mall where they have the bungee cord trampolines. That's in the big ball at the back of the Odyssey or any of the Quantum class ships that have it. So in fact, some of the other ships have it as well. But then Royal Caribbean, like so many other times, they take it up a notch. You actually put on a VR headset while you're jumping on the trampoline. And so you get a VR experience, virtual reality experience while you're jumping.
We didn't do this, though, so I can't tell you.
And it's not just for kids. We could have done it.
We could have.
Honestly, we were on a 6-day cruise, and like we had that pro tip, we just couldn't squeeze everything in.
Right.
I mean, there was so much going on. We would have run ourselves ragged trying to try everything.
Even with the extra day at sea, we couldn't fit everything in.
Right. So the next one is the ripcord skydiving simulator. So again, you can skydive at sea. This really is very popular. It's an extra charge. Unless you're doing it on port days, then it's a smaller, shorter experience. But you can get in for either no cost or a lower cost on port days. We've done indoor skydiving before. It was a lot of fun.
This massive fan underneath you, and so you're like the air just keeps you up and keeps you floating.
And if you've never done indoor skydiving and you have any little bit of adventuresome in you, go do it. What an opportunity to do it at sea. But the fact that we've done it, to be honest, we didn't want to take the reservation away from somebody else because we had done it before. But hey, if you've never done it, try it. It is a blast. It really is to do it.
Flow rider.
Yeah, I love the flow riders.
I know you do. I have more fear of falling and hurting myself on it. I have done it once years past, and that was sufficient.
I always try.
I don't want to fall.
I always try to do it on any of the Royal Caribbean ships that we're on. I usually do the kneeling on the boogie board part. I'm not the stand-up guy, but it is a lot of fun. It really is. And when you finally fall over, that water jet shoots you up the back, and you're going to fall over, and you need to be comfortable in the water. But if you've never done it, honestly, they're really good. They take your time. Everyone cheers you on. It really, don't worry about falling. Everybody falls, but and they're really.
I worry about injuring myself.
It's a bruiser too. So
then the North Star. Okay, this was really cool. We did this on a port day. Now, on sea days, there's an extra charge. On port days, it's free. And we had decided we were going to do it on a port day just because then when the North Star, it's this big arm that takes you up, how high?
300 feet or 150 feet. It's
really high.
Like 300 feet above I think it's 300 feet.
So,
above the water.
So you can see, just you have such an incredible view, all 360, all
you're in
the
a big
way
glass
around.
bubble is what you're in.
But we thought, well, we'll do it on a port day because then there's more to see besides just water.
Now the difference also between the port day ones that are free and the sea day ones that you pay for, couple of things. One, the port day ones are a little shorter, going up and down, and on sea days, when you're out at sea, the North Star arm doesn't just go up and come back down. It actually goes up and rotates out over the edge of the ship. So you're actually looking out over the water. And again, that's a paid experience. But we had a great time doing it in port. We saw Cozumel. And you can see from some of the pictures, great view. We enjoyed it a lot. So if you want a little longer experience, if you want to get the full effect of swinging out over the ocean, then reserve it and pay the little bit extra during a sea day. Otherwise, do it in port.
Yeah, but pro tip, this is one of those things to book day one. Book it early so that you can get the time and the day that you want.
That's right. And so the North Star, the Ripcord, all of those different things, you need to get reservations for those, especially Zone 0. Get those reservations right away, because there's just not enough space for all the people on the ship to do all the activities.
Right.
And if that's something you really want to do, is the North Star, which is exclusive to the Quantum class ships, make sure you book it out. So
other activities that they have on board, there's a lot.
So
Laser tag,
dance lessons,
scrapbooking,
basketball, the pool tables, swimming, not billiards, up in the music hall.
The billiard table.
Table tennis. There's bands all over the ship. You'll just find random music players, like a piano player that parks his moving piano around the ship.
There's movies out at the pool, at the main pool. There's a big screen that they'll show.
Yep, you can get in the pool and watch movies. More trivia than you can ever answer. There's trivia multiple times a day, every day. Game shows.
Those are a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Love and Marriage, those kind of things. Now, they were not running those when we were on the ship, because again, post-COVID, but now I have seen many posts that those are coming back, especially shows like the Love and Marriage show. That one is just absolutely hilarious.
And other just fun specialty classes. Now these may be at an additional charge, but things such as wine tasting, jewelry making, martini tasting,
cocktail classes, yep,
art classes, language classes,
art appreciation classes, and things like the art auction area. That's something that every Royal Caribbean has. Royal Caribbean ship has.
Let's talk about that for just a bit.
Yeah, the art auction area. It's not something, again, we're particularly into. A lot of people are. We sat and talked to different couples. There are some couples that buy a piece of art on a Royal Caribbean ship every single time they're on. That's not really for us, and that's up to you to decide if it's a good buy or not a good buy. If you're into art, they have some amazing pieces there. The art auction area is right outside of Giovanni's wine bar, so you can sit and have a glass of wine, you can look at art. But yeah, and they will have an art auction. They'll give away a free piece of art. Actually, our daughter on our trip on Symphony Seas won a piece of art. They've got it hanging in their house. That didn't cost them anything, other than I think I don't even know if they paid the shipping to get it at the house. But again, it's something that all Royal Caribbean ships have. Not for us, but you know what? If you enjoy art, go give it a give it a swing. Sorry.
Then there's the casino.
That's right. Most cruise ships do have a casino. I don't think Disney does, but all Royal Caribbean do. It's good. You either go to the casino or you don't. But make sure when you do go to the casino that you sign up for their casino club. It's separate from the Crown and Anchor, which is their frequent cruisers club. You have to sign up for the casino club. And if you do any amount of gambling, honestly, you have a very good opportunity to win a free cruise, or to earn, I should say, because you're spending money. We talked to so many people on board the ship, like, oh yeah, I'm on my casino cruise, and it's a free cruise.
That's how they finagle their free cruises. They love to gamble, and so they get a cruise out of it.
That's right. And they you can get that for a relatively I don't want to say little amount of gambling, but you don't have to gamble tens of thousands of dollars or something. You get free cruises awarded fairly quickly. So if you're into gambling, hey, don't forget that you can make sure you sign up for their club, and chances are you're going to get that notice in the mail about the free cruise. And it really is a free cruise. You pay port fees and taxes, but it might be an inside cabin, but then you can upgrade from that too. So, okay. But before we go on to discussion of the pools, how about, you can see the Odyssey duck here, and he's asking and reminding you to like this video. If it's been helpful at all, hit that like button, and please subscribe. We're trying to hit our first 4-digit subscriber milestone, and we're just about there. So just a couple of more subscriptions.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone has really, really done a great job of subscribing, the feedback, and we love the comments too. So please hit that subscribe button. We really do appreciate it. So as we mentioned, you can see the pool that the Odyssey duck was sitting by. Tremendous set of pools. Not quite as obviously large and expansive as on something like an Oasis class ships with all the water slides and all that. But main pool with kids splash zone, great pool. I will tell you, it's pretty crowded with families at the main pool with the two right there. But there are tons of places to sit around, both covered and right by the pool. On busy days, you may want to get out a little early if you're going to sit by the pool. Don't reserve seats by throwing towels. Don't be one of those people. But go out when you're ready to sit down, get your lounge chair and sit by the pool. Lots of small seating areas, bolly beds. You can find little alcoves. If you don't necessarily want to be right by the pool, there's these little beds that are covered that look out over the ocean. Great little pools. But let's talk about our favorite pool.
Our favorite pool is the solarium. That's a covered enclosed area. It's all adult, and so we enjoy this area. It's got the solarium bars right there. It's air conditioned, as well as it could be heated if need be.
And that is a little different than some of the other ships, like Oasis class. They have the solarium in the front as well, but in those, many of them have a cantilevered roof system, so it's not air conditioned, not enclosed. Again, this ship is made to go for cold weather. The hot tubs in the solarium are super popular. I will say the pool is just, in this particular solarium, it's cold. It's not very big.
They have the bolly beds there and some comfortable lounge chairs as well. It's a nice place to. I like to go there early, get my cup of coffee, go stake out a spot with my book, and I'm quite happy there for a long period of time.
Especially on sea days, that's where you'll find us, is in the solarium, sitting either in a bolly bed or two pool lounge chairs, reading a book and just relaxing. That to us is really vacation. That just disconnecting and relaxing, and you're only about 10 steps away from the bar, so that makes it fun too. Two more things.
The final things to mention is the spa and the gym that are kind of connected to one another. The spa has really a surprising amount of services that they offer. I mean, besides just your massage and your nail care, haircuts, you can also get your teeth whitened and different, quite
just about anything
things
you can think of. Yeah.
We had booked our cruise, a next cruise at the next cruise desk, and so we did get some spa credit, and I went and got my nails done, which was fun.
Yeah, it was a nice credit, and it paid. I think we got $50 spa credit. In fact, I think we might have got two of them.
I think we got two of them.
Yeah, and which you can't use in conjunction with each other. But getting your nails done was about that cost, maybe just slightly more.
I was going to say, and prices are going to be higher, obviously, than what you're going to get on land. But it's still a nice treat, and the fact that we had an extra day at sea, it worked out well for me to get my nails done.
And of course, if you want to work off all that food we talked about in video 2 and get a little bit of exercise, that is one of the things Royal Caribbean has really been an innovator in since the 80s, really, is exercise and fitness on board their ships. In fact, we were members of the Ship Shape program back then, and I think we got our free T-shirt, and they still do that. So beautiful gym, great. They got everything from free weights to machines. They will hold classes. They have
I'm not sure, but possibly some of those classes are at an extra charge. Some of the yoga,
some
classes
are.
Or Pilates. But check on that.
Yeah, if anything, just pop in. They will give you tours. They'll tell you exactly. They're super friendly. One thing about the spa and the gym, though, on a Quantum class ship that's different from an Oasis class ship. Again, just because the size, they don't have the smoothie bar here.
Right.
Whereas if you have the drink package on an Oasis class, you can walk in, smoothies and all that in the gym are included. They don't have that option here. They don't have the smoothie bar. So I wouldn't say big disappointment, but just be aware if you're looking for the smoothie bar, it's not on board a Quantum class ship. So, but no, great spa, great gym, and if you can help stay in shape a little bit.
So speaking of staying in shape, let's kind of give our overview of the Odyssey of the Seas. And the reason I say staying in shape is because as far as people in the phase 2 portion of life, if you are active and into, I want to say more youthful activities, this is for you. But if you're wanting a ship where you're going to just sit down and relax and
not have kids, not have families,
this would not be the ship for you. I think Royal Caribbean does probably the best job of accommodating a wide range of age groups on the ship, anywhere from really infants to seniors. And so be aware you're going to have that wide range.
Yeah, huge range. You know, there's that old cruise joke about, you know, the two people that cruise are the newlywed and the nearly dead. And certainly Royal Caribbean fills that gap in, you know, all the way from the newlyweds, you see those on board, families with young children, families with teenagers, the phase 2 crowd like us, and then of course the more into the phase 3 crowd. You'll see it all on a Royal Caribbean ship. And if you want to go and have I don't want to see kids, I don't want to, you know, go on a Virgin Voyages or something like that, go on a Silver Sea, go on some of those. If you don't mind that wide variety, but you want a lot of activities, this is the ship for you.
This is the ship. And I do think Royal Caribbean has other ships in their fleet that are geared for a quieter, relaxing vacation than this ship. This ship is all about the activities and all about the fun.
That's right. In fact, in about 2 months, 3 months, something like that, we will be going on the Lady G, which is Grandeur of the Seas. We're going from Royal Caribbean's literally second newest, fanciest, high-tech ship. And in a couple months, we're going to go all the way to the other end of the spectrum to their oldest, smallest ship. And it's sailing out of Galveston. Our daughter lives in Texas. We're going to go and we're going to give the Lady G a try. This will be quite a compare and contrast. And that type of ship is all about just being on a cruise ship. It doesn't have all the fancy stuff. So you'll watch for that video coming up after our cruise in a couple months there.
Right.
So from a phase 2 perspective, we give this, 2 thumbs up.
We do.
Absolutely. We think it's awesome, but that's that active phase 2 lifestyle. We think it was great. Honestly, I think it was a 9 out of 10, accounting for the COVID restart issues. Things like not getting to see the book and that was disappointing, but we certainly understand that they're still trying to at the time we went, get their feet under them and get things restarted. And if we were going to Alaska, transatlantic, European cruise, Asian cruise,
This would be
in a heartbeat, I would go on a Quantum
cruise.
or Quantum Ultra class ship again. Cruising around the Caribbean, I actually would prefer an Oasis class ship. I just like that big ship, lots of space, spread out, lots more options feel. But no, great ship for a phase 2.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you everyone for watching. We will see you soon. Enjoy living in phase 2.
See you later. Bye-bye.